Hi, Talu. I've got the pictures that you sent me. First of all, you really should not be taking pictures of the test, okay? I don't want the test questions out in public and having like people having copies of them. So please don't do that in the future. Um, Number two, I'm a little concerned because I'm getting the feeling that you're perhaps attempting the test before you've really done all of the work in the unit. Um, I don't see anything in your locker at all, and there's been several assignments in the first 3 units where I've asked you to complete an assignment and check your answers and then store that document in your locker. There's nothing in your locker, and I don't really have any evidence that you're doing the work that you need to be doing in the assignments. So even if they're not being handed in for marking, you need to do each and every assignment and make sure that you truly understand how to do that work, okay? So, for instance, the question that you've sent me here from question 1 is asking you to find the regression equation. I apologize for my voice because I'm sick today. In order to find the regression equation, there was a section in the course that we covered last week, I believe it was last week, where you learned how to find the regression equation. If you go back to that in your notes, I believe it was on, I'm just looking for the date here, just trying to find the date for you. I think it was back the first week of November or so when we first did that unit, okay? So you need to go back and you need to read that over. And so I'm going to just show you quickly what that looks like. Let's get rid of that and bring it over here. Okay. From that day, from the correlation lesson, if you read through that, first of all, what you'll see there is the formulas for finding A and B are your regression equation variables. So this is your linear equation of a straight line, the y equals mx plus b, and in statistics it's y equals ax plus b. And the way that we find A and B is to use all of these values, like sum of x, sum of y, etc. And you're given all of those values in the question on the quiz. So if you read through this and understand what those values are and how to put them into the equation, on this particular lesson, there's a question called example 3, and there's a link there that you can click on, and it takes you to the answer, and it works you through every step of the equation to work out the regression equation for a very similar question to the one that you're doing on the quiz. So you need to read through that example and maybe work through it yourself and really make sure you understand it. You also need to work through the assigned questions from that lesson and practice this and really make sure you know how to do it before you attempt the unit test. You cannot use the unit test as a learning tool. You need to know the material before you try it, okay? So this all comes from the lesson Unit 3, Lesson 3. And the day that we did that was, hang on a minute, Unit 3, Topic 3 came from November 3rd, okay? So go back to the calendar, please, and read that lesson over, work through these examples before you attempt the quiz again, and then you'll understand how to find the regression line. So I think that we have the same situation for the other questions that you sent me. I mean, I certainly can't show you how to do the unit test questions because this is an assessment that counts. What I will do is I will send you an email after I've sent you this video, and I will list for you the lessons from the calendar that you need to go back and find and read through those examples in order to understand how to do those particular questions. So it'll make it easier for you to find that. And so going forward into Unit 4 that we started this week, I really need for you to do all of the assigned work on a day-to-day basis and make sure that you're completing all of the assignments. If you're having trouble with understanding, it will turn up then, and you can certainly send those to me, and I'll make you videos each time and really help you understand it. And then you'll be ready for the unit test, and that's a much better way to approach it, okay? So I'll send you the links or the days for the lessons that pertain to each of those screenshots that you sent me, and I'll do that in a separate email.